Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Thursday, September 12th, 2019. If you are watching the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/otakushowboat to leave a follow to be notified when I go live on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. US Eastern Time. You can also follow me on Twitter at Otaku Showboat and visit my website at otakushowboat.com. You can help support Pyanodon at patreon.com/Pyanodon and myself at patreon.com/Otaku and all the other mod authors that have various means of supporting them for the mods that I tend to use most often. I know Arendelle of the Alien Biomes in particular has Patreon as well. Today's question of the day is a fun one this time around. What light novel, manga, or anime series are you currently following? Ooh, list time. I actually haven't given this much thought myself. What am I actively following right now? So I'm in the middle of reading through In Another World with my smartphone. Uh, like, I am on volume 12 of 16 released, and 17 is upcoming in October, I think. So, yeah, slowly churning my way through it. My list on Goodreads that I have on my website on the sidebar. It has the 5 most recently finished books, and that includes all of the light novels that I read. Yeah, it's all smartphone right now through 12. Um, Otherwise, I actively follow Overlord and Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. Um, let's see, what else? There is that time I was reincarnated as a slime. There is So I'm a Spider, So What? There's freaking reincarnated as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon, which hasn't actually had a new volume in like a year. There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch. There's saving 80,000 gold for my retirement. There's and a whole bunch of other series from that author. Uh, didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? Being another one from that author, as well as uh, I Shall Survive Using Potions. That's the other one that's out from that author. Uh, all three of those are Funa, I think. That's the author name, or at least the pen name for that author. I follow lots of things in case in case you didn't realize. Also, Ari Ferretta from Commonplace to World's Strongest. I've followed that for quite some time. It's a lot of J Novel Club, by the way. A lot of publisher J Novel Club volumes of things that I follow, including as well. Um, Gosh, it's hard. It's hard to remember the names because they're so long at times. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom is another one. I would actually quite recommend that one. It's one of the better ones, along with Ari Ferretta. I think are two quite good ones. Most light novels I read they're just purely entertainment, but some I enjoy on a little bit deeper of a level. Not on the level of something like a Spice and Wolf, which is very well written. That's a pretty it's far more literary, that particular series. But there are others that I follow that are somewhere in the middle between just pure entertainment, just turn your brain off type stuff, and the more like there's a lot of exposition here and you need to remember a lot of things that are happening and you're going to really find out about all of the inner workings of all of the characters. There's nice middle grounds at times. But also I follow a lot of isekai. Oh yeah, reincarnated as a sword. That's another one. Yes, so we've got swords, spiders, slimes, vending machines, and people at this point in time. Light novels are weird. I don't know if you noticed or if you know this, but yeah, that's the thing. Manga series, I'm not necessarily following many. I follow only really My Hero Academia, but I'm not caught up on it at the moment. I need to finish catching up on it to stay with it. Otherwise, I've got a lot of stuff literally sitting behind me. Like, literally behind the curtain is a bookcase full of light novels and manga, many of which I haven't read yet. So yeah, that's also a thing. Anime, I haven't been watching anime. I'm sorry to say, for a couple of years at least. I just haven't had the time, and most of the time, the light novels are simply strictly better. It's very rare where a anime, I would say, is better than the source material. I only have one example of that, and that is Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. That's the only one that I would say the anime was strictly better than the light novel. Light novel is incredibly repetitive, incredibly heavy on the exposition, but the exposition itself is incredibly repetitive. It's like, I know that this character is going through these things. You don't have to keep repeating that over and over and over and over again about this MC that's so like depressed and distraught and just no. No, I'm done with that. Anyway, moving along, a few notes to make today before we truly begin. First off, I will actually just load up the game at this point. I've added one mod. One very important mod has been added, and that is the Robot Replacer mod. Because eventually I'm going to be needing to upgrade my robots, and I wanted it to be a little easier to upgrade 16,000 robots up to the next mark level. And yeah, Robot Replacer will help with that. It's not a perfect solution, but it's a solution nonetheless that is easier than the alternative. Also, updates to Pyanodon's petroleum handling. A lot of the ground boring recipes have been modified. It has been buffed! Oddly enough, as few times as I can say, something has been buffed. Ground boring drilling fluid requirements have been reduced across the board. From what I can tell, the cuts vary. It's approximately a 50% reduction, I think, on average, or at least a reduction of between 50 to 100 units per second of drilling fluid that has been reduced. So Nexlit's 150 per second. This is all, by the way, in a reference to a 15 per second ore output of ground boring. So Nexlit's 150 drilling fluid 2s, Borax is 100 drilling fluid 1, Niobium is 150 of fluid 3, Aluminium is 100, Chromium's 150, Iron's 150, which I think that's down from 250 actually. Lead is down to 75. Nickel's 150, Tin's 150, Zinc's 150, Molybdenum's 100, and Titanium is 100, but Titanium is now drilling fluid 2 instead of drilling fluid 1. So that is a very important change to note is titanium went from fluid 1 to fluid 2. I guess technically back to fluid 2, which that's perfectly fine. The intention, I suppose, is titanium should be harder than lead, even though they both use acetylene. So, anyway, that is that. Oh, and also the way that this has been implemented has reversed the fluid boxes for the ground borers. So any ground borers that currently exist have had all of their current recipes removed from them because it would be fluid mixing. So you just have to flip around your ground borers and reassign the relevant recipes for that. So that is that. Also, an option has been added in the mod settings for pipe petroleum handling to make fluids finite rather than the vanilla infinite. So that's another new thing that was added by King Arthur upon request in the forums from someone. Someone asked to have fluids be finite, and yeah, so that's an option now. You can totally turn off infinite fluids. Have yourself a little bit more of a Crastorio-like experience there. Otherwise, there were some changes to make the building mining time faster, which is the ability to pick up buildings. That was done for petroleum handling as well as fusion energy. So that, I think, will wrap up the notes. I do, however, want to start today by going to Game with Webcam and loading up, actually, a preview of the next, not this coming tutorial that is coming up today, but the tutorial that will be happening on Sunday, that will go live on Sunday. So this map is the one that I used for the pre-science walkthrough. It's grown a little bit off-screen. So where I had left off the previous tutorial was with handcrafting red science. Just to get to the point where you handcraft red science, or are able to handcraft red science. This next coming tutorial is red science automation. So what I've done is I have handcrafted science to pick up 3 techs off screen. That's all I've actually done. I've only picked up 3 techs off screen. I've picked up steel. I have picked, well, technically 4, because I was working on logistics. I finished logistics, I picked up steel, and I picked up coal processing 1, and I picked up nanobots, just to make my life a little bit simpler. That's all you need, actually, to get to the point where you can start fully automating red science. But I decided, you know what, I may as well, because I plan on using this save to do further tutorials such as setting up circuit 1s, setting up the, like, phosphate chain, maybe? Probably not the phosphate chain. I'll probably do that in its own separate video, but doing things like circuits, circuit 2s, maybe even, like, things like rayon production, generally things that make more sense to have a tutorial of in an actual playthrough rather than as just showing off an individual chain in a demonstration, like full demo setting with the Infinity mod enabled. So clearly things have progressed a little bit here. Where I left off with the simple stone furnaces, single line stone furnaces, now we've got actual hot air casting. I decided I would go a little bit further than stone furnace lines. I only actually ended up using 2 full stone furnace lines. For one for iron, one for copper, until I could build enough foundries to transition to hot air. You can see I'm also now mining 2 iron lines. 2 lines of iron, 1 of copper, 1 of tin, and then a bit of quartz. It's not 15 per second. It's like 8 per second, something like that. Something around there. You need like 15 quartz mining crystal miners in order to hit a yellow belt's throughput. But anyway, so this is your little preview. I have ended up already setting up my automation for wood and making something a little bit more permanent for making coal gas slash coke slash tar over here. Power. Even though I'm using the stone water wells, I'll make note that, hey, there is actually access to put offshore pumps like right here anyway. So I decided, you know what, I'm only gonna put my steam power at least relatively close to an accessible water, but I'm still gonna use the water wells to save on pipe resources and things like that. So yeah, it's expanded. That's the point here that I want to make is this is expanded greatly. So the actual tutorial, when I do it, will be relatively short, but it will be a lot of explaining sort of what happened in the interim and then going into and actually physically setting up the automation of the red science. So that's what I wanted to make note of on this save before we truly begin and load up the stream save for today. I did a little bit off screen, just a smidge, not too awfully much. I did the fixes that needed to be fixed for the most part. There's still one more thing that I need to do, actually, to reflect changes that were made. And I can do that all the way over here. Grab... Oh, hey, I've actually got stack inserters on me. That is surprising. I probably don't need a stack inserter, but... Yeah, so this now requires drill heads, this recipe, for coal bed gas to drill heads. As does this, apparently. Right, so the pressured water recipe now apparently requires drill heads. So you have a choice. You can do filtration media, or you can do drill heads. Honestly, like, I think I would prefer the filtration media, just because it's not gonna pull as much of my chromium. It makes more, but it will end up using a bit more pressured water than I think I currently have. It just means a difference between efficiency and speed in these things, I think. That's a 20% difference. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I probably don't even need 4. Now that I'm thinking about it. How many of these do I have? 12. 1152. Wow. Talk about a major difference. Even with the speed module, it's not quite enough, but you only take 100 anyway. And 3 would be 125. I think it'll be fine. Now, I only have these coal bed extractors here to do something with the oxygen that's being produced out of the electrolyzers anyway. This is sort of like just a side thing to do with the oxygen. Saves taking longer and longer. I think that ultimately the filtration media is actually slightly cheaper than the drill heads. Why do I say that filtration media is, quote, cheaper than drill heads? It's just because even though you do use your zinc chloride, I think the overall number of plates is a lot lower per unit of filtration media than what you spend in iron, steel, and chromium for the drill heads. Although my current setup is totally using iron for the sand, pure sand, and I think also the gravel, for that matter. But anyway, let's ignore that for the moment. So, point is, no chromium but zinc. No chromium but zinc chloride. Here, zinc chloride. I'm just worried about how much chromium I have for the moment, so I am definitely gonna do this. And also probably remove the one on the end, because it is not required in the slightest anymore. Technically, I don't even need to do any of that, but regardless, like there's another means that I think is a little bit better. That's definitely more sustainable to do what I want to do there. But anyways, so what did we do? Well, what else did I do off screen? I took care of the recipe swap, like the rotation issue on the ground bores down here for the chromium ore. So that's been taken care of. Same with the lead and the borax, and the copper. That's all been taken care of at this point. As well as the... Have I done this? Have I done this? This needs to be taken care of. So the hot air recipe for the iron oxide has also been removed. It's not a huge difference, but I do need to set the other not hot air recipe to process the thingies. Also, I need nowhere near this many mixers anymore of drilling fluid 1. But I'm probably just gonna leave it as is. I need nowhere near this. This, by the way, I counted the number of mixers here. This is 69 drilling fluid 1 mixers. I just want to point out that number every time it appears. It's not my favorite number, but it is up there. My favorite number, of course, being that of free. Free is my favorite number. Just for reference, I don't know if you could tell by the turn that this playthrough has taken, but my favorite number is free. So I'm getting everything that I can possibly get for free for free. Actually need to go to the left and then up. Base is a little big. I don't know if you could tell. It's a little bit big on the bot-based section of the base. Let's see. Oh, hey, they're all in use again. Wonderful. So let's see. That's the recipe that you will now take. Oh. Yeah, that's a thing. I think I've got plates. I think I've got iron plates. Yeah, get that stuff placed. So, what are the dudes doing? 16,500? Oh, I know what they're probably doing. They're moving... Yeah, because I have stuff to remove. I've got construction bots moving things, and then I've got logi bots pulling some soil to various locations as well that need some soil. And then I've got plenty of coke going, or not coke, but coal going down here. Oh, that would be a thing. That would be why the this is full completely at all times. I did not design that gravel overflow very well. Where is that again? Down and to the left. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what the other series are that I follow. There's a lot of light novels. Like, there's a lot. And then there's a lot that I'm currently just not following anymore as well. Ones that I was following that I've not been caught up on, things like Saga of Tanya the Evil and the most recent volume of Log Horizon. Well, I don't know if it's the most recent anymore, but volume 11 of Log Horizon I have not yet read. So these guys are... Yeah, so this wasn't supposed to exist here. So, yeah, do that for me. And that will get it going again. That will make sure that you get going again. And I had already set this up to be a proper, like, only overflow, fill the thing, and only void out your overflow, which is exactly what I wanted. Sure. Yes, more voiding. More voiding! Please void all the things. Once this voids its full grand, or at least fills itself up, which should happen somewhat momentarily, and once it empties out here, because I'm not using loaders for these, once it chugs through, it'll start emptying these, but I can just pull out ash. I guess, technically speaking... I mean, this is a source of ash, right? I can do that just fine. And it will function. Yes? All the ash! Give me all the ash. Let there be ash. Ash everywhere. Never gonna run out. What are you? Ah, copper. I should probably think about just, you know, sticking all the copper in single thingies, but anyway. So I've been giving it a think. I think that it is just about that time to actually pipe up my drilling fluids to the final, or to the ultimate destinations of things. And then turn off my pi borer reversion mod. I think it is time to turn off pi borer reversion. As sad as it may be, to actually finally be faced with the realities of the Pyanodon's mods. Oh yeah, this is one other thing. So carbonyl sulfide. This is one other thing that I did fix off screen. So as it turns out, my sulfur veins that I had been tapping are depleted. They're gone. They are gone. Rip sulfur mines. They are dead. So all of the sulfur that was going in to feed my carbonyl sulfide was gone. So I had 0 carbonyl sulfide completely. So what I have done is I have... Oh, this is what's using all my bots, by the way. I stuck in a chest to just request the sulfur on my network, because I'm not lacking for sulfur. I am absolutely not lacking for sulfur. I'm probably lacking for propene, though, for this, but anyway. So I just said, hey, fill up a chest of sulfur out here to use to get the carbonyl sulfide going again. That's all I did. That's what's using all the bots right now, I think, is delivering to all the way down the line to that location. Might be a better idea to do it in here somewhere, set up something for carbonyl sulfide at scale, especially since it's used, I think, for rayon. What is it used for again? Carbonyl sulfide. I've already lost where it is. There it is. Carbonyl sulfide. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was rayon. Excuse me. Yes, rayon. Also Z3, which is what's being made to use for the silver lead. It's only used... Z3 is only... or Z3 is only used for silver lead. And carbonyl sulfide for rayon. So only these two things to worry about. Anyway, guess I should do rayon at scale at some point. That would be an interesting thing. Okay, let's stop delaying. I want you. Up or side? Up or side? Up or side? Side. So the drilling fluid 1 needs to go to the... lead currently? Oh. Oh, good thing that's offset slightly. Okay. Fix the soil and sand. issues? Yes, I have. I think. Oh, wow, really? So I recently have installed the Helvetica Neue font set on my PC to use for uh my new end screen. I think I just have to completely remove that at this point because it's for some reason being used instead of Arial on Streamlabs OBS on the Twitch chat. So it screws with the font. Is it looks like it's an outline with a black center on names on bold items. It screws up bold completely to the point where it's basically illegible. And I actually had to do something funky to fix it with Chrome, but it looks like I guess Streamlabs OBS uses Chrome for its web-based stuff or whatever open source basis for Chrome exists. I don't know, but yeah, it's weird. I will say that it is weird, and it happens, and it's actually it's actually common. Like it's a common issue too. That happens with this. So that's for lead. The borax. Where is the borax? Let's do borax. But yeah, it has this issue with somehow replacing replacing the Arial font with Helvetica, even though it specifically says as default use Arial, but it's like it's still for some reason using Helvetica when it's not actually supposed to. Let's see, I need to jump this over. Incredibly strange. Right, so that's ready to hook up into this pipe stuff. Now I just need to run the drilling fluid 2 all the way down. So again, this time I'm going to go out to the side here. Can I just go straight down? Do I want to go straight down, or do I just want to go a bit over and then down? I think I'm going to go over and then down to avoid some crap. Oh yeah, and by the way, it's not like I don't have sulfur, or, you know, phosphates, or, you know, regolites, or, oh, I don't know, salt anywhere. Salt anywhere. I'm just getting it, I want it renewably. So I'm getting it all renewably, where I can, when I can. Is this far enough? That would be a hell no. But regardless, I've got my live dashboard up, and that has the chat in it, so I can at least read the names of any chats from there. And the actual text of chats is legible if a little bit condensed. Alright, this is fine. I just want a vehicle with fuel. Because we have to go down the entirety of the entire base. Follow the bus. I could put this on the bus, but eh. Just eh. It's not like I'm expanding the bus anymore. The bus is pretty much forsaken. All the processes that are on it just exist. They simply exist as they are, and I don't plan on scaling any more items that are on the bus to be any larger. Shallows. I like them, but I hate them as well. For the shallows. You can't build on them, but they are a source of water for offshore pumps. And they slow you down. 2 demerits, but a really, really, really good merit. Being able to just put offshore pumps on them wherever you want. This, of course, being added in Arendel's Alien Biomes mod. Arendelle actually has a really good... Well... Arendelle has a custom license that actually makes sense. You can do monetized videos, just like base game Factorio with Arendel's mods, and it just requests that you put. Oh, hey, I'm out of stuff. That you put the link to Arendel's Patreon, but it's not required. I'll at least mention it. Hey, Arendelle has a Patreon. If you enjoy using things like Alien Biomes and any other Arendelle mod, that is a thing. As do many other mod authors. Alright, so let's get more of my undergrounds. I probably should just keep requesting these. Get 200 of them at a time. It's not like I'm lacking. Yeah, I have 4,600. You know, just a few Niobium Undergrounds on my network. Like, you know, just a few. Yes, bring them to me. Bring me all the Niobium Undergrounds. It's 96. Come on, bring me more. Oh, hello. There they are. Yeah, let's just take a few stacks from there. I was like, I knew I had them somewhere close. Somewhere really close. You are my main car. A main car. Formerly a main car. Yes, kitty? Oh, by the way, today I have a bit of a crick in my neck, so I can't bend my neck without feeling pain. So, I have to shift my whole body to look around, which it's not convenient when the cat is here, like here, 90 degrees to my left, along with my TV that I use as a third monitor. Cat likes being there, I think, because the TV screen is warm and he's able to rest with his back on the screen, the base of the screen. Yeah, you've returned already? That and having a pillow, a heating pad to sleep on. Makes him very comfy. By the way, how far? Okay, up there. Alright. Yeah, this is in the way. Hello, hello, Tholans. You're, just a little in the way. I have a few Tholans on my bus. I don't know if you noticed. Just a few Tholans are on my bus. I've got another area for Tholans on my network. Oh, that's convenient. I've got a big 2x2 that's partially filled with the Tholan extractors. Need to expand it because I want more / need more hydrochloric acid if I want to use more or make more drilling fluid 2. However, I am capable of making 300 per second of drilling fluid 2, which now essentially none of the recipes that use drilling fluid 2 for ground boring use that much. They're down to like 150 for the most part. So they got halved. Which is fantastic. I love it. That means I can do 2 different processes. You don't need to go down this far. I'm gonna get out of the car here. UPS. UPS! Doing weird things. Wait, why were you moving? Oh, right. Duh. You're moving for a reason, but you don't need any of these. I will take these. I have use for them. Much use. Let's see here. It shall be this spot that will need the drilling fluid 2s. So speaking of ground boring, I have come to the conclusion that you do not need to ground bore nickel under any circumstances whatsoever, because there is a way of getting nickel that is far, far more efficient. ETA until it is no longer far, far more efficient. We shall see. But there is an ionic upgrader recipe. I probably have them. I don't think so, though. Do I have these being made? No. Do I have these being made? No. But, nickel. How many circuit 2s per second am I producing? I don't know, like, 1? Just guessing. So this recipe, nickel ore, from tar and hydrogen, it's something like 350 tar per second for 15 nickel, or 450 tar. I don't know. Let me do some math here because I don't have access to the buildings. So 10 over 4 by 15. No, 15 over 2.5. 6 upgraders. Yeah, it should be like 450 tar or something like that. But yeah, it like the requirement for space for the amount of tar that's used in this. I mean, hydrogen is non-issue, split water, but the footprint on the tar versus the footprint on the drilling fluid, there's a significant difference there, making this recipe to get nickel ore far, far better than the ground boring recipe. And you don't need the syngas. So that, as they say, is that. In terms of circuit 2s, let's see. It's 4 chip shooter machines with 6 productivity 1 modules. So that brings it to crafting a speed of 0.2 from 1. So whatever circuit 2, let's see, 5 seconds at crafting speed 1. So 5 by... Let's see, and then it's, what's the productivity here? 24%. So 5 by 1.24 is 6.2. 5 over 0.2 is 25 seconds, so 6.25 over 25. 0.25 per building times 4, exactly 1. So, yeah, the my circuit board 2s is exactly 1 per second. Just the math off the top of my head, / with my calculator next to me on my other screen. And I productivity moduled basically everything involved in it. Now, my circuit 1s, theoretically, I'm making like 6 per second of those, up to something like that, because I have what's on the bus, which actually looks like we are limited by the input of graphite. For some reason, I guess I need to scale this up a bit to feed enough graphite into the vacuum tubes, but this is like 3 or something like that, and then I have another setup on my network that's another 3.1. So I have a few circuit 1s. They're fully backed up. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is it is time to disable pi borer reversion. Mods. Pi borer reversion. It is version 17.4, by the way. And it's now officially off. Let's see if I've broke anything by doing that. It should break lots of stuff. Probably resets the recipes too, on the boring recipes. I had to update pi borer reversion because, primarily because of the change in titanium to now use drilling fluid 2 instead of 1. So what I did was just across the board just say, hey, replace fluid 1 with lubricant, fluid 2 with lubricant, and fluid 3 with lubricant across all the ore types. So the only time I need to update pi borer reversion again is if a new ground boring ore is added, or a new drilling fluid rank is added that is also used for ores. That'll be the only time I really need to update the mod, unless I decide to, you know, change also the amount of lubricant required to what it was before this nerf to the drilling fluids, because the way that it's coded right now is it will use exactly the same amount of fluid, but it's lubricant instead of drilling fluid. So that actually has the effect of, well, now you are needing half the amount of lubricant in some cases as you used to, if you're using pi borer reversion. No, I don't want to replay, I want to load. Load the thing! Must load the thing. And yes, it did reset the recipe. So, chromium! Chromium is by far the most important of what I'm currently using. So, as you can see, 150 drilling fluid per second. It used to be 300. It used to be 300, so I am quite relieved for that one. Alright, where is my car? Vehicle. I need my vehicle. Because now we need to go all the way back up the bus to hook up the lead and borax again. And then we can move on. And start doing glorious things. Incredibly glorious things. Meow. Aw. Kitty is having trouble. Oh gosh, I'm stuck. Let's head this way. Go around the various thingies. Aw, poor kitty. So what do I want to ground bore next? I had been talking about iron, so I guess I could do iron. Is there anything like bad right now that is limiting? Are there any ores that I'm like dying on? Any ore patches I'm dying on? Oh wow, I completely forgot I was doing Molly and nickel here. This is my Cermets. Yeah, I sort of completely forgot about that existing. Hello, nickel. I'm still backed up on you, so I don't think I need to worry about that for a little bit. I think I'm, like, okay across the board. Apparently, So apparently this equals yellow belt, but I'm backed up on that as well. Copper, I've already gotten. Titanium looks fine by me. It's iron? I think it's just iron. Lead's fine, nickel's fine. Everything is awesome. Even 1.6 mil still on the rare earth. Zinc is fine. Tin. Tin. Okay, I might need to think about tin as well. I might want to consider the permanent tin solution. So the permanent iron and the permanent tin would be what is next. Permanent ground boring of iron and tin. Now, what I plan on doing is when I start up ground boring of these, as the kitty suffers behind me, is I'm going to do the high grade processing as well. When I set up this ground boring. So that, of course, means it's time to set up high grade iron. That is the next thing. Once I set up the logistics here, now that I have officially turned off Pi borer reversion, and I need to actually hook up the drilling fluid 1 to my current lead and my current borax, which are right around here. I've got lead boring coming up. Oh, and I also don't need, like, most of this fluid 1 anymore. Actually, I don't need 20 of them for my current plans and schemes. Let's just say that I need a few iron. A few things of iron. What? You are lead. Oh. Would help if I could see the things. Okay, there is drilling fluid 2, or 1, I should say, into my lead. We are officially spending fluid 1 now. Oh boy. Officially spending fluid 1 and fluid 2. Gosh, I hope I have everything I need for it. Oh, good. I've got my Logibots back. 3 grand of them available. Over here. So I need to actually disconnect that pump and void. Get the lubricant out of those pipes. That's just so that I don't have to redo all the pipes again. Let's see, then you are borax. Huzzah! Borax is using 100 per second of drilling fluid 1, so I am consuming 175 total drilling fluid 1 right now. And 150 of the drilling fluid 2. I don't have drilling fluid 3, technically, yet, because I will need to get this all doubled again, and I don't know. I don't think I have the chlorine to properly do that. I think that this is only giving me... Well, this is giving me 130. I don't need that many more to get more out of this. So I can scale this up for even more chlorine. This, by the way, being the more space efficient for infinite chlorine. I think it's definitely a lot of power, but I think it's more space efficient actually doing the Tholen-based chlorine than doing a setup for saline water and splitting saline water. But you never know. Tholens feel a bit shitty. Well, they exist for a reason, right? They exist for a reason, and sometimes they happen to be just simply the best answer to some issues, or to some production requirements. I have been giving some serious thought to making propene, actually, out of Tholens. Just like there is a pretty serious discussion to be had on using Tholens just for acetylene. Because they are technically more energy efficient to do Tholen-based acetylene than doing the calcium carbide method of getting acetylene. I mean, you do pay for Tholens. You do pay. The cost is a lot of power and a lot of space for the number of buildings, and there's the cost of making the buildings in the process. So sure, once you set it up, it's free, but you are spending that space and that power and the space for that power to get it. And I mean, ultimately, that's what you're spending for everything in the game, right? It's space and power and space for power. How you get there really doesn't matter. How you get what you need really doesn't matter, because it's all going to come down to space in the end. Speaking of space, now I can start thinking about where I will be placing the iron and the iron processing. So what would be a good spot for this? I wonder. Probably something relatively close. Probably something out here. This zone would likely be the best option. This would also be a pretty good time to rebuild my 2x2 blueprint. Now is the time to get my 2x2 blueprint updated yet again. And you know how I'm going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to update my 1x1. Yes, I'm going to update my 1x1. And what I'm going to do with my 1x1 is I'm going to do that, and that, and that, and that. And this will be my new 1x1. Yes, it's less charging stations, but make sure I'm only grabbing what I need. That's going to be the new 1x1. But this can be tiled a lot better than this one. So you can go away. You can go to the library. And then when I build my 2x2... Oh. Go away. Rogue thingy. And so building the 2x2 is this, this, and this, and then remove everything in between. Will this tile? It should. This should absolutely tile. Yes. You. That looks good to me. So save that, stick it in my library, get rid of this one. So this is the new 2x2. Now, this isn't really the spot for a 2x2. I would need, you know, I'll just put a 1x1 above it. That's fine. So the way that I've designed, by doing that, what I've done is I can place my 1x1s on the grid, so to speak, and I can also convert 2x2s into 1x1s at my leisure. So if I want to just expand out the grid, I can do so. Otherwise, I can do so with 2x2s, and then wherever I want instead to be 1x1s, I can just make a 2x2 into a 1x1. It's pretty simple and easy. And why I needed to make that change to put even more roboports into the mix is so that my construction bots are fully able to build everything themselves. There was an issue with the current existing 2x2 that is pretty plainly obvious here, where the robots can't really reach some of the power poles. They couldn't reach the power poles. They should be able to place this one, and that should finish that, so I don't know why they're not. Don't know why they're not, actually. Am I, like, out? I'm not out of big electric poles, but maybe it's... Yeah, I don't know. They should be able to finish that, but... Yeah, that is that. There were issues with the robots being able to complete it on their own time, which bothered me. It meant that I would have to walk and actually use my nanobots and place things manually. I couldn't just go into the map view and place things wherever I want and be able to trust my robots to get everything done. And now I can again. So if I wanted to, say, put my 2x2 down right, let's actually get this properly aligned, right there, and right there, and right there, and right there. Like, now I can trust that my robots will be able to actually build this by themselves. Anyway, ground boring of iron. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where do I want the actual ground borers to exist? That is the first question. How many of them am I going to make is the follow-up question. And then where am I going to do all of the processing is the last question. So I will do the boring itself. Let's see, how many coppers fit in a single one? Yeah, actually that is just fine. I want this here. So I know that it can properly fit. I'll do one tile lower. You are iron. I did mention, by the way, I wanted lots of iron. I sort of want lots of iron. I don't know if you know this, but I want lots of iron. For reference, my entire base has been running off of 2 yellow belts of iron this whole time. 2 yellow belts for everything. I need a bit more than that, so let's do 4 yellow belts of iron. And that's going to be 16. That's going to be 600 per second of drilling fluid 1. Just for reference, 4 yellow belts, yeah. Why do I need so much? I need so much because I need a lot of drill heads, in particular, and I'm going to be using a lot of my iron plates for drill heads over time. Not immediately, but I will with time. And since I can produce this much drilling fluid 1, I may as well do things this way. And then I have to build my processing of iron. Yes, my kitty. I know. I know you were hurting. Kitty is on pain medication, but even that has not been particularly sufficient. Yeah. Hook that up. This will all join together here. By the way, yeah, that's a lot. Do I want to do some dedicated coal gas for this? I have a lot of coal gas. Yet another news flash. I do have a lot of coal gas. Do I want to make it specifically for this? I think so. Yeah, it's a good thing I added a whole bunch more stuff up here. Or at least queued it up for my construction bots to do for me. Let's see, 1,000 is going to be 4 dedicated coal gas. 3 or 4 dedicated coal gas. Which is this. These. This is coal gas. Which is not this blueprint. So let me just grab this. It has some stuff that I don't need, though. Yeah, so I need to make sure that I break whatever's here on this 1x1. Do I want this to be... in a 1x1, though? You know what? No. I'm going to remove all of these big poles from this blueprint. And I'm going to put it in a 2x2. I'm going to put it in a 2x2. Which 2x2? This 2x2. Excuse me? Oh, boy. That would be a problem. What about this is off? That's not off. Okay, these are off. What? How? Like, how? Auto-saving. Wait, what? Grab the 2x2. Does this... that match? Wait. How is that okay? But how is then this? This is off. It's off here. But why is also... I am confruzzled. Yeah, so I see that is kinked. But that shouldn't be having any effect, right? Like, what? Wow, is it just that this 2x is this 2x2 wrong? I may have done this 2x2 wrong? But if I did the 2x2 wrong, no, I didn't. Wait. Huh. That works. Okay, so that works. That means that works. But as soon as I go over here, that doesn't work. Which means this doesn't work. Because this is off. So if I put my 2x2 here, if I put my 2x2 here, everything is even. If I put my 2x2 here, everything is even. If I put my 2x2 here, it's off. Which means I've got some one tile off issue here, in here. This square is like one tile too thin, and that has been extrapolated out here. Everything else is normal, but I think this one by one is one tile too thin. One tile too thin. This should be over one tile, and this should be over one tile. And that's what's causing the problem. And it would have to be fixed, like, moving literally everything. I'm not going to do that. Just for reference. Instead, there is a more elegant way of dealing with this. And that is to just place that like so. and just leave it like that. There, 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 excuse me, there, and there. So that will be fine. It should technically now continue to be able to be tiled evenly. Yeah, I'll just absorb that one tile issue on that line. I just have to know that moving upwards from here, there's going to be that just one tile to, like, thinner. Like, this 2x2 is literally one tile thinner. Anyway. Let's get this placed, and let's get things clean. This is volcanic biome, of course. One of my least favorite for the rocks, but most favorite for the, like, look. I like how it looks, the volcanic biome. I hate the sheer number of rocks that are added in the volcanic biomes. And I really like the purple one in particular. I like the blue one as well. The blue volcanic. There is a bit of that somewhere. Red volcanic, green. Yeah, a little bit of blue in here. I really like the blue volcanic. Green looks good too, but I like the blue and I like the purple. Purple volcanic zones, biomes. There's a lot of red. Nearby. It's like, oh great, this map is wonderful in terms of the resource placements everywhere, but my god, that's a lot of volcanic. Literally surrounded by volcanic everywhere. Here's more blue volcanic. Okay. You. I need 4 of you. Or more specifically, I need 3 of you. That will all ideally fit in this one thingy. That is aligned correctly. Yes, yes. There's 2. Hopefully this will all work. Oh, that shouldn't be there. Yeah, let's kill that. Thank you. What is the yeah, so it looks like I still need to kill those. That's unfortunate, but I will live with it. And then what is the here, just walk down until you can place, and then walk over until you can place. I did not actually align that with this one. You are aligned. And you should be aligned. Just like so. Okay. There's the, what will end up being a full throughput pipe of coal gas. Just for reference, this is like a full throughput coal gas. I don't even actually know. This might be 2 full throughput pipes of coal gas. I forget. 266. Yeah, actually, just half of this is actually enough to give enough coal gas to feed the amount of coal gas that the iron boring will desire. I am, however, a little bit short. Actually, apparently I'm not. Now, I should be short on the DDC2s. I think I'm short on the DDC2s. My alert is telling me that I'm not, though. Interesting. Very interesting. My construction robots are all in use, apparently. I've got 2,092 of them that are in use. Where are they? Is the question. I'm sure a lot are busy clearing rocks. Or at least were busy clearing rocks. What happened to my constructors? Alright, I'm seeing constructors going here. Aha. My constructors are still busy clearing some soil. Maybe I should help with that. Maybe I should help with that at some point. Oh yeah, I'm also moving a lot of coal into these. For reference, each one of these, you know, each one of these casually is just consuming 4 yellow belts of coal, just for reference. That 2x2 is consuming 16 yellow belts of coal, equivalent, if it's operating at 100% of the time. Yeah, just, you know, 16 yellow belts of coal for that. How many bots do I have again? 16,500, all of them being used right now. I am pretty sure I have the, let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have 16, the ability to make 16 yellow belts of coal. I'm pretty sure I've got, let's see, what's 403 divided by 15? Yeah, I've got like 26.8 yellow belts to work with here. Then again, that probably isn't actually enough. Yeah, that's actually probably not enough. Doink, 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 doink. I didn't have enough. Anyway. Yeah, better. It's better. Let's see. What is next? How about helping out with the construction bots? That sounds like a good idea. Helping the construction bots get rid of soil is the plan. That is what I'm going to help them out with. Because I'm pretty sure I am missing a bit more than just some red belt and speed modules. And it's not telling me because the construction bots are too busy at the moment in my alerts. You can't see my alerts because I sort of block them, but it's just telling me I'm missing a whole bunch of red belt. Well, okay, duh. Sure, I am missing red belt. I know I'm missing a lot more than just red belt. Let's not. Nanobots. Nanobots, let's just not. Yeah, so all of my dudes are busy. All the construction bots are busy with picking up these chests. Excuse me. Empty the soil, please. Now, as I clear out some of these chests, they will, of course, get easier and easier. Come on. There we go. Hey, I think their mission is finished for now. Oh no, I'm not actually requesting storage chests. That was an unwise decision to stop requesting storage chests. Guess I had to, but yeah. Anyway. So now all my Logi bots are going to be coming after me, and oh, my construction bots are still being used. Where are you now? Where did they go? Hopefully on to other missions that don't involve moving lots of soil. Yeah, hopefully to missions not involving lots of soil. Yeah, now it's telling me that I'm missing buildings and such. Doesn't tell me I'm missing the DDCs, though. Probably because they're not in... No, they are in the network. A lot of them are, so I guess I have enough to place them. So that's fine. I'm happy that I have enough Mark II DDCs to place. That's also all yellow belt, too. It's not telling me about missing yellow belt, so I guess they should be on that mission to place those as well. Let's see. Missing 5 speed modules, apparently. No longer missing 5 speed modules. Missing a few roboports. Otherwise missing a lot of washers and soil extractors. Gee, I wonder why I'm missing a whole bunch of washers and soil extractors. I wonder why I'm missing a whole bunch of washers and soil extractors. Why I need a whole bunch of them. Oh yeah, you're still pulling soil out from me. Alright. So, point is, construction bots have their mission. Missions, several missions. Probably also they are now free and available to go pick up. Yeah, they are picking up the stuff, the rocks and such that I have marked for deletion as well. I am very tempted to actually set up the building to upgrade my construction bots to Mark II, because I do have the ability to make Mark II construction bots at this point in time. Do I have the Aramid on my network? I don't know off the top of my head. Have I brought... Yes, I have. I do have Aramid on my network. So, yeah, I can totally start upgrading my Mark I construction bots. So, I think I will do that just to make things a little bit faster on the construction bot side of things. To do that, you need... I have installed a mod that gives me this item, the Robot Replacer mod. I am unsure exactly how to use this, because it has a bit of a weakness to it, in that if I'm requesting the bot type that I put into it, the logic bots are just going to pull the bot out of the chest, because it is a passive provider chest in disguise. The way it works is you have to take a copy of a bot that you want it to pull in off of the network that it's attached to, and it will pull in up to 1 per second of that particular robot from the roboports that are around the place. So it will pull them from roboports. But, so say for example that I have a chest somewhere here requesting the Mark I bots, right? Say I have this chest requesting the Mark I bots. I'm not going to request the Mark I bots anymore. Construction bots. As long as the chest exists and it can take things in, it's going to steal from whatever I put in the pink chest. Where did that pink chest go just now? Right there. Now, what am I going to do with this pink chest? This pink chest, I think, will exist here. I'm actually going to move this elsewhere. I'm going to stick this, like, here. Put that there. Because the way that this works, is that you need to have at least one copy. I think that this is the way this works. You need to have at least the one copy. So look, they're saying pick up 4. Why? Why are you picking it up? Where are you sending it? Here. Right, because I am requesting them here. I don't need to request them here to make more Logibots because they're coming in via belt anyway. So, you see, that's the limitation, is it needs to always have at least the one inside of it. I think that's how this works. I haven't actually seen this in motion, but it's apparently how this is supposed to work, and this is supposed to somehow pull in from any that are in the same network, but I see clearly that it's not, so I don't know. I don't know how this thing is supposed to work. Factorio, Robot Replacer. Robot Replacer. So if I read this description... Bots in the Replacer provider chest are released to the network when a bot of the same type but different name is found in a RoboPort. So let me try to parse that. Bots in the replacer provider chest are released to the network when a bot of the same type but different name is found in a RoboPort. The bots that do not match the provider, are removed from the RoboPort and placed in the logistic storage network. So if I am parsing this correctly, what this actually means is this. I need to have a requester pulling in stuff. I would also like that to happen. You make those. Am I making electric engine units? Now that's a good question. Yes. The answer, of course, is a resounding yes. So. Yeah, bring me things. All of the things. So the issue with this, technically, is now I actually need a RoboPort here with one of these and a thingy to the RoboPort. Can I move this RoboPort? I think, yeah, of course I can move this RoboPort. I need this. No, not. Actually, yes, I do need this. Enabled if the bot Mark II. Oh god, I think I need a decider combinator, don't I? I need something a little bit more complex because I need to make sure that it's... If the contents of the chest is greater than, like, a low value, it's enabled, but I also need it to not add more if there's a certain number, because otherwise this moves infinitely. I guess this will work for now. If that greater than 7. Waiting on advanced small parts. What is limiting my advanced small parts? Just for reference. They are here. Of course, Duralumin. Oh, right. I need to make a couple of changes. You change? Yeah, you need Duralumin now, and where is engine units? Oh, that is going to be a mission. Engine units, I think, are just this down here. Oop, auto-saving! Wonder how big these files are now. You So this recipe now requires duralumin instead of aluminium. Which is a little bit of an issue. Duralumin. Yeah, just go ahead and replace, or request the duralumin. Why... Why so little duralumin? Why so little? Duralumin. Lacking on molten copper. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, about that argument of lacking molten copper. Like, here's the thing, though. About that as an argument. Alright. Oh god, thingies. Mute. Gosh, I hate when that happens. Why do random folks have to call? Who the heck calls home, like, landlines these days? I don't know. What I do know is that it's... These random calls, literal random calls, are likely to previous people who had the phone number. And not actually for this current owners. Where was I taking this again? Copper processing. Molten phase. Here. Molten. Molten! So I do have a spot, actually, on my main bus of molten copper. So I'm just gonna overflow valve and pull it down. And then stick it onto the bus and pull it down the bus. And that should work just fine. Still, though, I think I've got copper. I think I've got copper. I should not be needing molten copper for the duralumin. I should be instead limited by the duralumin. Oh, this is not going to work. Down we go. Once I get to the bus is when I'll start getting a car and do all that good stuff. Oh boy, that's fun. Why did I have to pick the one line? The one line to draw. And, yeah, even the line next door is sorta blocked off. Oh boy. Pipe Getty time! It's always time for Pipe Getty time. Oh, joy. I'm free for now. One more. One more. Hello. Hello, Pyanodon. I have done the thing. I have disabled my borer reversion mod. I've actually disabled the borer reversion mod at this point in time. Okay, where is my molten line? How much longer am I playing? The rest of this hour. You're missing 2 hours thus far. 2 hours of not a lot exactly, but yeah, I'm using the drilling fluids now. Drilling fluid 2 down here. And thank you so very, very, very much for that fluid rebalance. That was very, very appreciated. Fluid 1 into borax. And I am currently setting up, you know, just casually 4 yellow belts of iron boring. And I decided, hey, let's start upgrading. Let's start upgrading to Mark II. Let's start upgrading. 4 yellow belts of iron that I fully intend to do high-grade processing on. Try the mod Bot Recaller. I could. I mean, this is the one... Bot Replacer is the one that I had found first. So I may as well see how it goes. Because, I mean, this seems like it would work. How am I updating? So I found a mod called Bot Replacer. It gives you a chest, and in the chest, what you do is you put a robot, your current gen robot, into this chest, and if that current gen robot is in your network, or shall we say, if there are robots that are not your current gen robot in the network, it will pull out that other type of robot at 1 item per second from within your roboports for you. But are you making more Mark 1? Well, yeah, I am making more Mark 1, technically speaking, because you need it for the Mark 1 Logibots, and I'm always going to need more Logibots. And I will have them in this chest. What I can do is say, hey, don't fill this anymore, just do the direct feed to make the Mark IIs. Otherwise, they will go directly into the Logibots. And that solves that. I just happen to, however, also need to have, like, a requester chest for Mark 1 of the robots in Pi High Tech. Mark 1, all of them that exist. And feed in. Oh, hey, there's one! There's one! It exists! It exists! Hey, buddy, come here, come here. Come here. You exist. I chased it down. Now, the question is, why did you do the thing? You're supposed to only be enabled if this is greater than 7. Wait, what? Okay, so it's releasing it into the network. I really don't know how this thing is operating. It releases that robot into the network. But it's supposed to be putting the... I don't know. I'll figure something out. I'll do that between streams. I'll do that between streams. But yes, that's the Mark II construction bots. They exist now. Where is the line of copper? That is what I'm looking for here. Which one of you pipes is my copper pipe? This is my copper pipe. It exists directly next to saline water. That is probably going to be the proper indicator here that goes all the way up. Or at the very least, yeah, so I think the saline goes all the way. Yeah, the saline goes all the way. All the way up. Yeah, that's convenient. So now I know that directly next to saline is my... Oh boy, that's not where you can go. You need to go there and there. Vehicle! Come thither. Ow. Right. This will take a little time. Let's align. Let's align to be right next to... Right next to the saline. Oh hey, that's convenient. Already had landfill. Yay. So yes, the first of the Mark II robots exist now. Don't know why my circuit condition is not working with it though. Or better yet, I don't know the mechanic of what is happening with the bot replacer. I don't comprehend. Maybe I do put Mark 1s in it. I really don't know. I have to reread that description of the mechanic, because clearly I misinterpreted something. Alright, now we're free. We're free! Just get it all the way down to where the actual thing is. So I'm bringing down this pipe, because apparently my duralumin is being limited by my molten copper coming down the line. So, yeah, it shall no longer be limited. Speaking of which, distance is probably going to be a thing. Distance is probably a thing. Maybe I don't want this behind a overflow valve either. Anyway. Vehicle! Let there be vehicle. Let's head on up and oops. Right, it would help if I had my nanobots up. Speaking of up we go. I should have, like, all of the, oops. I should have, like, all of the stuff in the world. Oh, right, that's... Yeah. Sure. Upgrade. It's upgrades. Time for upgrades. Alright. I'm gonna go take care of this. For now. I sort of done what I really wanted to do. Everything else is just gravy for the rest of the stream today. I sort of really, the main goal was getting that transition done for the drilling fluids. That was like the main thing to do. Oh yeah, so Pyanodon, I totally have exactly 69 mixers making drilling fluid 1. Exactly 69. So yeah, you know, I have a bit capable of being made. Although I do worry a little bit about this. It takes just a little bit of sand. Alright, why are you not pulling in any G4? There should be plenty of G4. You know what? There's not plenty of G4 for this reason. Hot dang, I think I need to void low grade. Yeah, I think I might need to start voiding low grade, although... Why are you not pulling in stuffs? What's wrong here? Oh, that's full of G4. What the heck? We're full. We're full. Oh, caps. Yeah, that's a thing. We're full of G4, so yeah, I've got lots of I've got copper. Just gonna throw that there. I've got copper. Yes, void all the things. Void all of them. This is simply an issue of needing to request more. This is a flight time thing. And the game's inability to properly assign the correct number of robots over distance to take into account how many robots it needs to load in what's requested to keep that amount requested, because I am not lacking G4. I am not lacking in G4. Like, yeah, I am at, how many are here? 6? Yeah, I'm not lacking in G4. Like, come on. Come on, game. That is definitely not a thing that I know I'm lacking in. Do I pump it? I might. Let me see what's happening down at the Duralumin. Alright, you are fully operational. You are a fully operational casting unit. And that is a bit more. That is a bit more than what was coming in. There was a significantly larger gap between the lines. Point being, it's not 0. And it's ever so slightly better than what it was. Pump all the things that aren't voided. Yeah. Thing is where to do the pumping and all that. I think it's okay for now. I think it's okay for now. Alright. Let's like force science some of this. So let me reread this robot replacer description again. Bots in the replacer provider chest are released to the network. Okay, so it releases whatever's in the chest to the network when a bot of the same type but different name is found in a roboport. So it releases into the network if something other than it exists in the network. That's step 1. The bots that do not match the provider are removed from the roboport and placed in the logistic storage network. Okay, so the way that I interpret that is for every one that it releases, it pulls into the network out of the roboport the other thing. So in this case, it will release a Mark II and pull out a Mark I in its place. That's how I'm interpreting that, which means that it's actually working as intended. And I don't actually need this here. I think it's actually working as intended. So it should release into the network and have pulled in a Mark I in the process. So over time, it will replace the Mark Is with Mark IIs, and technically fill this chest. So let me look up instead then. Go to, why is there like no link? Factorio, bot replacer? Or recaller? So there's 3 versions of bot recaller, just for reference. Yeah, so there's... Right, and then links. Just the OSHA, the 5, or the regular, or the... Let's see... Because there's also issues of, well, is it compatible in 0.17 as well? Yes, the actual bot recaller released 6 months ago. The one that's just bot recaller. Let's see. Collected from roboports to the recaller chest. So this is a requester chest. Yes? This is a requester chest. You put the request in for the robot that you want. And then it just pulls it in off of the network. See, that makes logical sense. Actual logical sense. We don't We don't run off of logical sense around here, I don't think. Not all that often. Sometimes logic takes the wayside. Just sometimes around here, logic gets pushed onto the back burner for a little while, and we get to have crazy things going on. But yeah, that does make a bit more sense. But here's the thing about that, though. I don't want every single one of my Mark 1 bots pulled out all at once. I think I actually prefer the way that this mod will do it. Because what this mod does is slowly cycle the ones. It lets you slowly cycle. Yeah, you could set the thing to 1, but if what I have right now is working, I have figured it out. I mean, I have figured it out, I think. It is releasing into the network the Mark IIs as they're crafted. But anyway, that's the thing. It's not like I really use the construction bots anyway. This, or at least not on a very, very consistent basis. Like right now I have 18 grand just sitting around, or not 18 grand, but 1800 sitting around doing nothing of the construction bots. It would be far more important for the Logi bots. So maybe I will do this different mod setup, which, by the way, if I were to swap over... shall we just swap over now, I guess? To do this swap over elegantly, what I have to do is I have to actually go back down here. I have to pick up this box. Pick up this box. Save. Well, I mean, the other one just makes more logical sense, so let's just say... Robot replacer off, install, find bot recaller. This one. Confirm. Restart the game. So this one actually is based off of a requester chest rather than off of a passive provider. Like, yeah, once you understand the way that the other mod worked, it does make some degree of sense, but it's like a convoluted way to do something that is done a lot easier just with just request off of the network. So let's reload into the game. Right click. I said right quick. Yeah, that's fine. So now I should have this, right? So go and let's pick up some of my circuit 2s if I still have any. Yes, I do. Thank you. Wow, only one? I apparently don't have small parts on me. Like, okay, sure, small parts. So you are apparently better. And you can, like, request whatever amount, right? So is that gonna be how that works? So if I say 70, is it just gonna magically put stuff in? There's 73 now. It's working. Alright. And then I guess if I do have this type of a setup, it will effectively be the same, right? As before, because it's gonna pull one out to upgrade, or pull 9 out to upgrade, but so as it makes it and shoves a new one in, the one that's then going to be released into the network by going into the RoboPort immediately. Oh, and I guess I can now do the same logic as before, which is... what's the, yeah, what's the signal total construction bots is equal to T. So I can be like, well, if... Where's the, signals? If T is less than or equal to however many, 5,000, it will operate. So that'll limit me to 5,000 total construction bots. It's similar to what I had with the Logi bots, which reminds me I need to do the exact same with the Logi bots here. Yeah, request the Logi bots, all of them do the thing. In this case, it is Y. If Y is less than or equal to 50 grand. That's under 9,000, yes it is. But this is construction bots versus Logi bots. I want like 10 times the amount of Logi bots as I do construction bots. Quite literally, it's a 10x difference. Alright, half an hour left. Making my mark to construction bots now, technically. Off to the whole reason why I want 4 lines of iron. I'm doing high-grade iron processing of these 4 lines, so that's already going to be massive amounts of iron. We're going to be making some super steel in the end. Yes, it is time for super steel. The most super of steel shall happen. I do, of course, need to get you there. Superest of super steel is what I will be going for. And very specifically, not 0 amounts of super steel, which is an incredibly important distinction. Super steel, really darn difficult. Lots of molten iron and molten steel and molten super steel to get up to, or molten stainless steel to get up to molten super. And let's just say that maybe I refuse to confirm or deny that I may want at least a yellow belt of super steel equivalent. Let's actually have a look at that. So let me request some Mark II casting units. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The stream has disconnected. Why? Why hath stream disconnected? Okay, think... I think it hath reconnected? Oh my. Come on, Twitch. Come on, Twitch. Your dashboard isn't actually loading anymore. Oh boy, that's an issue. Am I live? I think I'm live again. Yeah, so Twitch decided, hey, let's go ahead and disconnect for a little bit. What was I saying? Oh yeah, stainless steel. So stainless steel, I may or may not want like a lot of it, or not stainless, but super steel. Well, all of the above. Let's just say all of the above. So super steel. So, I may or may not be interested in the fact that super steel is needed in great quantities for things such as blue belts, substations, utility science packs, you know, those things, Mark III buildings, Mark IV buildings. Yeah, you know, really good things. Really, really nice things. Mark II Logibots. That's important. Apparently it also dropped some frames just now too, so something's happening. Something's going on. And then a whole bunch of different mines, but we're not going to pay attention to that. Oh yeah, and then special small parts. So super steel. Pretty important. Here's the thing about it though. As soon as I get super steel, I can start making my Mark II Logibots. Mark II Logibots are definitely a thing that are going to happen as soon as I get up to Super Steel. Thing about the Super Steel, though, is it is needing molten Super Steel, and that means I'm going to need some fuel rods and some vanadium and some silicon on my network. Yeah. So vanadium. This is an incredibly useful recipe. I'm just gonna point that out again. And oh, Pyanodon, if you are still here, Pyanodon doesn't look like it. Looks like he's left. Not in the user list anyway, at the moment. Yeah, nickel from tar is a thing that I will absolutely use over the ground borer. Absolutely gonna use that over ground boring. either happily or sadly as that is. More dropped frames. Oh boy. I wonder if the US East Ashburn, Virginia node is having issues. Okay, how about you actually, place these? I am missing 10. I am missing 10 Mark II DDCs. Oh, hi. Yeah, that would help. Yeah, that would help. And that. And probably that. That too. And that. And that. All these, wonderful, glorious things. Of course, viewer count just dropped to like 2, even though I don't think that it's actually true. I think it should be at least 4. Not 2, anyway. Just gonna, like, spam the thingies all over the place. Lots and lots of power. Really? Power. Do the thing. Give the beautiful stuff coal gas. All the coal gas must exist. Ah, yes. And here's the other thing. Yeah, this is voided. I don't need any of these to exist here, thanks. Oh yeah, Pyanodon. Maybe it might be a good idea to, reduce the mining time on gas vents, because this feels a little slow. Might want to, go through, Pi Industry next, and, reduce the mining time on some of the stuff. Now, I don't need these gas vents because I am not... This is all designed specifically to make coal gas. So I don't intend on voiding coal gas to make more tar, for example. That really means I don't actually need the thingies there either. But, yeah. So, what is this actually outputting in terms of the amount of coal gas? We've got 250... 80... So over 500 units per little square once it's fully set up. So this is like 2,000 units of coal gas, just to throw that out there. Just casually, 2,000 whole units. And I am, of course, going to hook these up to each other, because that will fully feed this. It is enough. Pretty exactly enough to feed this. That is, however, a very, very non-zero amount of drill heads that this will be requesting. A few drill heads more than what I'm producing. Just a few. Therefore, why I am doing going to be doing high-grade iron processing, I'm going to be, generally speaking, shoving a lot of this back into the production of the drill heads as well. So definitely must bear that in mind. How much per second per? 3.75? Do I want to use stack inserters, or do the regular ones work? I think the regular ones might work, but I'm not going to take chances. Request, provide, request, drill heads, glorious drill heads. Right, that. There we go. Let there be power next. And there we go. They are fully operational just as soon as my robots bring in the drill heads. What's fun is I have enough coal gas that I could literally double this and have enough coal gas. Not planning on it though, because this is sorta 16, so 600 drilling fluid, 1 per second. It's sort of a lot. These used to be full. Also, just pointing that out as well. These used to be full. Which means that there is the very real possibility that we're not getting my requests in fast enough as well. On the sand side of things, I would hate... Alright, I have ideas. I have ideas of things that I can do here to actually reduce further the strain on my Logibots. Because... So, sand is here. All 6 of these are sand. Like, this is all sand. All 6 of these. And then this is taking in a lot of sand in and of itself. Tons and tons of sand. So much sand that it's really not feasible to use belts at all for it. But it might be necessary to use belts for this. So every 3 uses a yellow belt of sand. So it's like, oh, let's... So I know that each line of 6 is a red belt. Well, what does that mean? So 1, 2, 3, 4 red belts here. 8. Let's just say 12. 12 red belts will feed this of sand. We'll feed all of this. Because if I know that it's 30 per second per red belt, defeats 6 mixers, so that is how that would work. So I could build that closer and use belts to move the sand. And, like, have loaders as well, and that would save the trip, as it were, on the Logibots. But that is a issue slash story for another day, because you see, for now, I have to process iron. Iron must be processed. Ha! So you don't follow any otaku things. No light novels, manga, or anime for you, only the Factorio. And that's fine. I happen to do a lot of reading of light novels. Oh. There be water in the way. There be water in the way. Of course, I'm going to do it. Ooh, that... No, this is going to stay 1x1s, and this is going to be 2x2. This is probably going to be a 2x2 that I use to do my processing in. So, standard things apply. I wanted to look at super steel, so I will take the steel, not the soup. Let's see, if I wanted, say for example, you know, just 150 molten. Well, molten is made in... Actually, I think they're made in the foundries. Molten super steel. Advanced foundries. Of course, not the Mark 1s, please. The Mark 2s. Bring me some Mark 2s. You never even heard of light novels before my stream? Yeah. So, light novels are a specific style. They're a novel with anime-style pictures inside of it. That pretty much is what defines a light novel. Is you open it up, it's got images from an artist inside of it. There's a bunch at the beginning, and then throughout, interspersed throughout. Generally speaking, it's those images from the artist that's used to make the images that form the basis of the art style used for the anime series. If an anime is made from a light novel series, most anime originates or is based upon a light novel series. And oftentimes, the novel is better than the anime. As is expected, right? Most of the time, they do say that the book is better than the movie. Yeah, it's the same. Quite literally, it is the exact same argument here. The book is absolutely better than the anime. Oftentimes, the book is even better than the manga series, because it's the same thing with manga. It's generally based off of a light novel series. Granted, there are more manga series that exist solely first as a manga series than anime that's not based off of anything else, because anime ends up being based off of both manga series and off of light novels. Of the manga series that are starting off originating in that medium, and the light novels that originate in that medium. So yeah, that is totally a thing. Totally a thing. Have you brought me these? Because I wanted to see what the Molten Super Steel actually looked like at 150 units per second of it. 4 Mark IIs. Hello, 6 vanadium per second. Hello, 9 fuel rods. Hello, 9 molybdenum. Oh my. And also 12 titanium. Yeah, that's a bit of stuff. Yeah, I thought so. I thought as much. As he immediately takes productivity modules. So here's the issue with this. There are several issues with this, but here's the first issue with this. Molybdenum plates. 1/2 of a plate per second is a yellow belt of Molly. Yeah, next episode, super steel at scale. I'm going to have to define this as super steel at scale. Just one yellow belt out is at scale. Because Molly, think of it this way. Molly is half of a plate per second per yellow belt of ore. So you're talking, this is 18 yellow belts of ore. To feed enough molybdenum plates to feed a yellow belt of super steel. And it's expensive by design. It is really expensive, and it is expensive by design. For good reason. Can I, like, just build a thingy? What am I missing to just build a thingy? Way too much. Alright. We're taking a trip. We're taking a field trip. And in the meantime, I will be requesting... No, not those. Those. They are free! They are free, and they are going to take a lot of mushroom farms. And a lot of space. This is... I said it's at scale, right? I'm just thinking about in which way I will get that much molybdenum. Okay? That's what I'm thinking about, because it is obvious to me that 18 yellow belts of molybdenum, that's... Alright, how much drilling fluid 3? How much drilling fluid 3 again? So currently molybdenum's at 100 per second of drilling fluid 3. So 1800 per second. 1800 per second of drilling fluid 3. So, remember how I said, or you do remember the process of getting this much collagen, right? Well, to get that much drilling fluid 3, think this times 2. Like, think on the scale of, I'm gonna have to double this fully, and everything down the line that's involved in the collagen. So, all of it doubled, to let alone have enough collagen. That's just to have enough collagen to feed enough of the fluid 3. Plus, let's not even really think about just everything involved in feeding all of the ethylene glycol and feeding the chlorine for the hydrogen chloride, and the amount of chromium plates that are required for that. So it is significant, and apparently the stream has disconnected yet again. So this time it does look like it's actually my internet. Let me have a look at my internet. There's only 3 minutes left anyway. Adapter. Disable. Enable. Alright, well, since it seems like my internet has died on me, what I am going to do is I am going to end off the video here for the VOD. Clearly, today I've begun setting up iron at scale. I've switched over to the drilling fluid recipes. That was the primary thing that I wanted to get done today in these 3 hours. I took care of a few little issues along the way. I've started upgrading my glorious robots into the Mark II variety, and am slowly replacing things. I would like to thank you all for watching again. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you are watching the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to leave a follow to be reminded when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. You can follow me on Twitter at Otaku Showboat, as well as visit my website at otakushowboat.com. You can support mod creators, Pyanodon, patreon.com/Pyanodon, Arendelle, patreon.com/Arendelle, all the other people, me, patreon.com/OtakuShowboat, and I hope to see you all on the next one. Don't forget to answer the question of the day of which series that you are currently following for light novels, manga, and anime, and I hope to see you all on the next one.